Guys, today I'm very happy. We're going to be finishing Boba Fett up with the last part, his blaster. Guys, this blaster is looking amazing. Let's just skip all the talking and get right into how I made it. Alright, so for starting off, Boba's rifle, what we have the main grip template with this other piece here. We have two more of these and one more of these. And then these pieces right here are going to make up the main body. These two are going to be glued together, capped off. And this one's going to be glued here. This is going to be the end of the barrel. And this is going to be the back closest to the rim. So let's start gluing all the pieces together. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm doing is gluing the grips together, and then when that is done, I am covering the corrugation with just a thin piece of cardboard and gluing it all around. Then I'm covering the barrels up with those stoppers I showed you. Then I'm gluing that back piece on and capping that off. Then I am gluing that main body to the blaster in 1 minute. Okay guys, so this is where Boba's blaster is at. So we have the main body done. Now it's time to work on the stock. So for that, I have a bunch of templates over here. So we have the 3 middle, 2 that go on top, and then those 2 for each side. So let's start gluing these together and finishing the stock. Let's go. Okay guys, so right now what I'm just doing, taking all the pieces and basically just sandwiching them all together. And then I am covering the corrugation on the outside to give it that nice smooth look that I like. And then I am trimming away all the extra and then doing the same thing for all the other sides. Took me a while, but always works out in the end. Okay guys, so the stock is done and it can come off so it's easier to paint and everything like that. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and here I have 2 detail pieces up near the trigger guard. So what I'm going to do is make these 2 pieces and hopefully start on the trigger guard and this back piece here. But here are some of the templates I have. These are all the templates I've been holding on to for the rifle. Okay guys, so I have the pieces all planned out, and then I am just using them, gluing them together, because I know these pieces will work. Might be a little bit of adjusting on your side if you do even get the templates, because everything is going to be different. But you just want to make sure that everything lines up in the end. Okay, so right here I am just adding or working on the top. So we have that raised bit that I just planned out, and I'm gluing that on top of the blaster. As you see right there, just wrapping it around and gluing it on top, and then I'm gluing this little detail on top, just 3 pieces sandwiched all together. Okay guys, so Boba Fett's rifle is coming along, so we basically have the entire back done. All we have to do is add some details in there, but I'm going to hold on for that until I work on the front detail, because those pieces are pretty similar. What I'm going to be working on now are these 4 pieces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and this big piece right here. So let's go. Okay guys, so I'm taking all the pieces I marked out everywhere they have to line up, and I am just gluing them all together. So we have those bands out in front, and then we have that one big band, and then I took these little rectangles of cardboard and then glued them onto that big band. That gave it like this little cool raised trench detail. Don't know what to really call it, but it looks cool. Okay guys, so the detail piece is done. Took me close to an hour to make. If I can focus here, give me 1 minute. There it is. So just a bunch of different panel pieces that will be included in the templates. So when the templates are up, I'll link them down in the description below. But then I did this front piece, so it's just a cone of cardboard. Very simple, but a little challenging to make. But now what we're going to do is finish the main body with all these little pieces. So these are little panels that have the corrugation covered on all of them. and I am just going to trim them into shape and then glue them all the way around. So let's get right into that. Okay guys, so I already covered all the corrugation on this because it took forever, I think close to an hour or two. But I am just gluing on the little strips onto the bottom, and then on top I have to cut them up so everything fits together and it all looks and lines up. But I'm very happy. This could make or break it, and this made my blaster. Okay, so the main blaster is done. I just have to add the grips on each side, and I realized I lost the video for the scope. So just very simple, 3 tubes connected with a cone of cardboard, and then just all the detail pieces. So now the grips I'm going to be making out of foam. So let's get right into that. So the grips are 3 pieces: the base, the top, and the detail. So the base is just the main shape, and then the top goes on top of the piece. Then I trim it to fit the shape, and then I glue the detail in the middle, which is the diamond for boba. You could change this up if you want a custom blaster, but the diamond is boba's. It's time to finally paint this. So what I'm going to do, I am going to paint this part all silver, this paint right here. Then I'll be masking it off, painting this all black. Then we can get into weathering this, and then I will be making the stock separately because I'm still waiting on some of the airbrush paint. I have this new technique for a wood grain that I'm really excited to try. So let's get right into painting. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just taking some silver paint, and then I'm just painting it all on the front of the blaster. This part, it doesn't look good here, but once the black's added, it really does look very good in my opinion. So take my time going over everything. Then I took a smaller brush to get into all the little detail areas, especially that one piece on the middle. That took a lot of messing around to paint it all up and everything even. And then just make sure everything has an even coat of paint. Okay guys, so the front of the blaster is painted silver. Right now I have my airbrush all set up, and I'm gonna load up black into this so we can airbrush the rest. And the fumes off this, they're good for you to breathe in. Just found out the hard way, not the best smelling, so I have a regular mask here. So just make sure, not necessary, but definitely good to have, and definitely want to be using it if you're using the airbrush cleaner. So it says odorless, but it definitely has a little bit of an odor. But let's get into finishing the painting. Okay guys, so I set up my airbrush, hooked up the air tank, then I poured some paint in, then I started painting everything. I like to section it off one at a time, and then that really builds up. So you see I did the front, the scope, and then I did all those little sections. Then I did the back, the handle, and then those detail pieces. And just doing it slowly and not trying to do one side and one side. I like doing that way better. Okay guys, so this is how the blaster is looking so far. So this we're going to take a break on, and we're going to actually just finish this entire piece up, minus the handles, because these are going to get very similar paint job to these. And I need to use the plastic dip on them. So colors I have, all of these are going to be used to make some rust, including with this, a little bit of this. I forgot to get black, but I'm going to use a little bit of black. Then, of course, the silver. So let's get into weathering. Okay, guys, so for weathering, I use the black for all the weathering on the front. So the all the silver details. Then I took some red and some other paints. Then I mixed up a rust color, and then I added that mainly on the front and a little bit on the back. So mainly towards the front of the barrel. Then there are some little spots of rust on the back, and then I silver or I use silver to dry brush the rest of the blaster, so everything black, just got a silver dry brush. Okay, so the blaster's almost done. So the main body is basically done. All I have to do are add the grips. So I got the paints I need for the grips, but I'm waiting on one paint for the stock. So let's work right on the handles. So the grips were easy. They just got a base coat of brown and then got a darker brown in some of the recessed areas just to give it that nice look that some areas are a little darker and detailed than others. Okay guys, so now the main body is 100% done. And finally, the last paint I needed for the stock came in. So I have all of the 3 paints right here. So then I started, didn't realize I wasn't filming. So what I did, I airbrushed this tan. Then I painted on some watered down sepia to get the start of the brush. Now I'm gonna take the regular brown and knock back some of this. And then I'm just gonna work on. But if you do want a full in-depth video of how I do the wood grain, let me know in the comments below. So I'm using the main brown and basically airbrushing over everything. Then what I am doing, I am taking a burnt umber just to knock it back and give it some nice little detailed areas. Then I'm going to be taking the base tan paint that I used for the base coat, and then I just used a paintbrush for that just to give it the top wood grain look. And then after that top wood grain looked, I knocked that back with a little bit more detail, sepia, brown, and everything like that. Then I added some small lines with my airbrush just to give it that nice clean look. And I'm very happy how the wood grain turned out on this. Okay guys, so the wood grain effect's done. Just added black in here, and then I have all of these little greeble that are gonna be placed inside this. So I'm gonna glue that all together, and then the rifle will be done. I'm super happy how this came out. Looks absolutely amazing. Has a nice wood grain on the back. The handles are foam, so they're very comfortable. And it just has a good size, very good weight. It's light enough for a con, but it still has a good amount of weight to it, so it feels like a good prop. But most of the weight can be taken off with just the stock. It's easy for transport and just absolutely amazing. Hey guys, so I cut that out because my cat meowed right as I said. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this. Leave a like, because there will be some nice future builds coming up with maybe some new movies, some new TV shows, and everything like that. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.